Hello everyone, Jessica here, and welcome back to my YouTube channel and blog. So today's card, I'm actually featuring one of the new Concord and 9th Wreath Turnabout stamps. I'm going to be using the fuller one, not the one that is more circular. I had to practice stamping this stamp several times before I got it correct. And that was partly just because I'm stubborn. I had a idea on how to use these. Once I got stuck though, I did resort to the Concord and 9th website where they have multiple videos on how to correctly utilize these stamps. Also, Jennifer McGuire, of course, everybody already probably knows, but she does have some good videos also using these stamps. I wanted to use a couple of the new Gina K ink cubes. So I have Tranquil Teal, Tangerine Twist, Coral Reef, and Key Lime. And those are the four colors I'm stamping the wreath in. So the wreath that you see right now is actually not the one that I'm going to be using in the card. It's very similar, it has the same colors, same one and everything. But the one I'm using for the card is actually an off-centered wreath. And I'll show you how I did that here. I took the 6.5 by 6.5 inch square Nina cardstock that I used with the X drawn through it. Then I just off-centered my cardstock that I wanted to off-center the wreath on. And I'm using just a T-square to line it up because it's off-centered. And the piece of cardstock that I'm actually stamping on is above the 6.5 inch by 6.5 inch square. I'm using a T ruler to just keep that aligned after every turn. So I line it up here, and I just picked, I believe it was like the 25 centimeter mark because the T ruler is like upside down. And then I just remove that, stamp it, and then put it back, realign everything, and then stamp it again. And it worked actually pretty well. It just took a little longer. So I'm using a rather large circle die, and I'm cutting out the lower left-hand corner of a Nina Desert Storm 100-pound card panel. Then I'm going to be cutting the I Just Adore You die, also from Concord and 9th. And I'm going to save all those letters for later. I'm going to just use a little bowl that I have for watercoloring. My hands are pretty inky after trying the wreath stamp over and over again. And I'm just going to set those aside to save for later. Now I wanted some shimmer behind the letters. I'm using some paper tray ink cardstock in Sun Shimmer, which is just a nice yellow shimmery cardstock. And I just take my multi-medium matte glue and just use the glue or trace the glue right around the letters, the whole thing. And this is a scrap piece of paper that I'm using for that shimmer cardstock. So I'm piecing it together, but you won't be able to tell that from the other side. I wanted to add some yellow to the wreath design. This set does come with quite a few little add-on details. And they have this little heart. So I decided to use my Avery Elle pigment ink to add on a few yellow hearts here and there. Alright, so I'm just using some scrap white fun foam, and I laid adhesive down all over the back side of that kraft cardstock. And then I just piece it on there just to use up the scraps that I've been saving. And then I lay down some more adhesive onto the white panel with the wreath stamping. And I adhere the kraft cardstock with the foam onto that. Then I adhere the whole thing to a Nina Desert Storm 100-pound card base. Sometimes it's easier for me to unfold the card base That way I can line up the top a little better and just align the top of the card front with the score line. Then I can cut off anything that is overlapping. For the inside of the card, I'm just going to stamp the Wreath Turnabout stamp one time. And I'm using the Avery Pigment Ink and Mimosa again. And because the card panel is so layered on the front, it was hard to get a good impression. I should have moved the card base up a little more. That way the front panel with the fun foam and everything wasn't obstructing the stamping. But I just push a little harder down and I got a pretty good impression. And you can see I moved the card base up so that the score line is above the stamp platform. And I'm just going to double stamp that. Make sure I get a really nice crisp black image. If you would like to watch another video by me featuring other Concord and 9th stamps, just click the one on the lower right of the screen. All the supplies I used today is listed on my blog. The link is in the description. Subscribe if you haven't already. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. I appreciate you, and I will see you in the next one. Bye! Meh, meh.